people will often just freely cancel people with no, understanding of how it can feel. So how did it really feel for you in that moment on a very human level?
Yeah.
And how does it still affect you now?
Yeah. In the moment, it felt jarring and shocking and like someone stabbed me with a knife and like twisted it and kept twisting it and like didn't care how I was experiencing it because I, must be punished.
Yeah.
And it felt like I was backed into a corner. I eventually, took responsibility and like I talked about it later and I, found a way to say the thing that people needed to hear, but ultimately it didn't feel like I could learn the thing that they were trying to teach me in a way that felt really useful and effective. I think that it's so important to be able to call people forward into a higher standard when like what they're doing is harmful or it could be better. Now I have a lot more emotional availability for people to call me forward, but there's still a moment, like I posted something the other day and I used a term incorrectly. It was like a term that I was using to talk about switching from, coach and introverted writer to podcaster and like more extroverted person. I used the term code switching. And I didn't know that term was used mostly for people that, speak multiple languages and they, people that are more marginalized or, not white people, use it to describe the experience of needing to kind of like make themselves more presentable for white people and white conversations. And I didn't know. I had one person say it to me really kindly and one person that was kind of rude about it. And I said to both of them, like, thank you so much. I appreciate this. I wasn't aware. I will change it. And I have a lot more emotional availability to like do that now without getting into a fight, and I can take accountability pretty quickly. Yeah. But even still, I remember being at the gym. I was like, I want to die. Mm-hmm. Not truly, but just like I want to hide. I want to crawl in a hole. Like I feel shame. Like I feel like it's not okay to make mistakes.
Yeah, let's talk to that version of you back then. What is she like? What do you think she needed back then? Or what could you, if you were like a person now, what could you tell her to make her feel better, or what she kind of needed to know in that moment?
Yeah.
Or anyone who's going through that kind of shit.
Yeah. I think she needed to know that her experience mattered. Like her feelings mattered. Just because she made a mistake doesn't mean that she deserves to feel the way that she was feeling. Yeah. It's okay that people misunderstand and like you're doing the best that you possibly can and you're learning and growing all the time. I was lucky I was like in a mastermind that weekend. So I remember having some really supportive people who, were able to help me feel better and comfortable. And that was a really helpful thing to just have fun and like lightness and ease, and people that, were advocating for me or like not necessarily publicly, but just even privately. It was helpful to have people advocate for me. It was, helpful to be able to, again, do that, take that moment to recognize like it's okay to make mistakes. You can definitely own up to them. But it's also okay to not know stuff. Yeah. And it's also okay to be learning and growing all the time. Not everybody knows everything. Not everybody can know everything. Everybody's got unconscious stuff. Everybody's got trauma responses. Everybody's got ignorance in their own way. I think that that's a huge thing for so many content creators now, especially since 2020, when it became no longer viable for creators and businesses and brands to hide their political stances and all of that. And a lot of creators and businesses needed to be more transparent about where they stood with things. Yeah. And, that also created a lot of intense energy for people.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch more content, click this video right here. And please don't forget to subscribe right here. Thank you.